We're going to look at something a little different today, sequences, which in my opinion is where calculus and Calc 2 gets fun. We've been dealing with integrals, derivatives, limits, all that stuff, but sequences is where things start getting put together, and later series, just be ready. Series are exciting. So what if we were given these sequences, right? We have negative 1 to the n times n squared minus 1 over 2n squared plus 1, right? We have n squared minus 1 over e to the n, and then we have 2 to the 1 over n. This is a prototypical exam question. We would be asking, which of the following statements are true? Sequence 1 diverges and sequence 2 and 3 converge. Sequence 3 diverges and the other two converge. All of them converge, all three diverge. Sequence 2 diverges, sequence 1 and 2 converge. So we look at it here. Okay, we're just asking convergence and divergence. So let's look at that first one. Well, we got that negative 1 to the n. So we take the limit as n goes to infinity. Well, negative 1 to the n as n goes to infinity, that's going to keep going back and forth between negative 1, 1, negative 1, 1, negative 1, 1. It's going to make it positive or negative. So unless the whole thing's going to 0, this is probably going to diverge because it won't go to anything specific. So this inner part, what happens when we take that limit as n goes to infinity? Well, the order of the polynomial and the top and bottom are the same. So we just look at the coefficients and we say that limit is just going to be 1/2 because we got the 1 and the 2. So 1/2 is what it would converge to, but we got that negative 1 to the n. So it's going to actually, as n goes to infinity, go between negative 1/2, 1/2, negative 1/2, 1/2, blah, 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 blah. And we'll never get a convergent sequence there. So this one doesn't converge. So that's going to eliminate 2, going to eliminate 3, and eliminate 5. So it's either 1 or 4 is our answer. Now, let's look at 2. All right? So let's limit as n goes to infinity. Okay, so we got n squared over e to the n. We could use L'Hopital's rule because we get infinity over infinity. Or you know that e to the n, and this is why it's good to know that, it grows so much more rapidly than any polynomial. So this whole thing will go to 0 because this will get really big really quickly. This will get big, but not as quickly as e to the n. So this whole thing goes to 0. So 2 converges. So 1 is still a possibility. Yeah. And 4 isn't because not all of them diverge. So you already know that 1 is your answer. Let's look at 3 just in case. Once again, limit as n goes to infinity. Limit of 1 over n, that's just going to be 0, right? So 2 to the 0 is 1. That's a convergent sequence. So boom, 2 and 3 converge, 1 diverges. So 1's your answer. Just kind of go step by step. Sometimes you'll need to evaluate 2 of them to figure out what your right answer is. Okay.